Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Marticus Scrotumus channel. I will be your host for today, Marticus. Welcome on board the good ship, Flaterday. Everything sounds fantastic. Good to see you all, guys. Happy Flaterday. You good vibes army. That's what we're going to do. We're being the good vibes tonight. And we're going to have a deep dive. We're going to have a deep dive into probably the most extensive collection of pictures and things I've put together so far concerning the big trees and the giants, which are both missing. So let's have a think about this. Let's put two and two together. So all of the big trees are missing. The wood is where, and the giants are missing, and there are possibly other lands where they could be, just like in Gulliver's Travels, or as Jay just said in the comments, Jack and the Beanstalk. So Jack and the Beanstalk is a big clue there. There's giants with like golden eggs in a land that's apparently up a beanstalk that way. Yeah. Above us, above the Tatarian Ocean, that extended land. So, or down to Patagonia, which is my suspicion, and then onwards to other lands where they live for even today. They could be coming back. But a lot of this antiquity that you see was built for giants. So that's what we're going to look into tonight. Later on, we're going to have a look at dinosaurs. Okay, we're not going to take life too seriously at all. 0 Fs will be given the entire show. Okay, we're going to have a little giggle and think about the really busy week that I've had. There's a lot going on. I'm going to share a load of decodes, this, that, and the other. So is the nature of a Flaterday live experience. So buckle in, let Marticus take over. Okay, I'm going to be taking you on a special drive across crazy country. It's going to be so much fun. You won't even know what to do with yourself. So welcome all. So yeah, I definitely think the absence of wood from all of these, some of them are mesa-sized trees, these trunks, even the pyramids were possibly built on them. Jay, yeah, thanks for sharing that. I feel the giants that got stuck beneath the Tatarian Ocean maybe migrated to outer lands. Well, that's great thinking. I'm along them lines. I'm thinking along these lines. It's a great hypothesis. I definitely, well, let's just do, simple maths. 2 and 2, right, guys? Is the giants are missing and the big trees are missing. Could they have gone missing together? As in building wooden ships, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, that song's about it, and then sailed them out of here because I think that they seen that the climate was doing weird stuff and they probably had a tip off, maybe they're just vibrationally more sensitive because of their size, that this place was going to be reset, because I don't think the last mud flood reset killed the giants. Yeah, I don't think there's that much enough evidence of them in the mud. There are some in like upstate New York and that, but I think they built all of this architecture that people are walking in, this giant doors. They were just walking around here, and not that long ago, and they skipped town. Why did they skip town? Because this place got reset, and they knew about it. Built wooden ships, and went at other places which they knew were definitely there. So that's what we're going to look into. You into that tonight, and a few other cool groovy shares. Yeah. Okay, this week, drum roll, was the inception and birth, of the Down to Earth Party. So I'm in the process of starting a political party. We're getting a lot of interest from the Truther community. Yeah, there you are. Everybody knows that this is a really good thing. So I get a constituency, or say that I get voted, which I will do because everybody is definitely going to vote for me, guys. Okay, I'm going to win by a landslide, kick out the local prime minister, Drakeford. He's got to go. Instill my 5-year plan. And then when everyone sees how fantastic it is here, everywhere else in the world will want to copy it, and all of the world's problems will be solved. Now, what it is to date, the best business model that I've ever put together. This one is absolutely fantastic. But I've got other people, other truthers coming in to work on the remedies, because the remedies are super, super tricky and they involve human beings. And this party being a party of compassion and love is the answer. And above all, be kind in an unpleasant world and you know, politics is an unpleasant place. Well, the whole thing's about to have a shakedown, okay? Because it's not going to be that way anymore. So that's what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make order out of chaos and clean this bleeding place up. That's what's going to happen. And I will definitely win by a landslide. You fucking know it. Everyone's going to be wanting to vote for me. So yeah, big trees into big boats. That's what we're going to be looking at, guys. I'm going to be looking at some really groovy pictures as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the positive vibes, because loads of suggestions are coming with my political manifesto. It's going to be rewritten. It's going to be added to. Fantastic, you lot are. Things like the positive vibes army. So because everything's so shit and mundane, no more mundaneness. Yeah, because you got these like we get red coats in Butlins, but people are, you know, not annoyingly like positive. If you're not in the mood, you'd be left alone. But you know, they're not going to be pulling fake flowers out and going da-da while you're bored in the queue, in the line at the supermarket. Maybe actually that would be a really good idea. So it'd be like sort of no mundane anything ever again. It'd be really awesome. You just trust me on this. It's going to be awesome. You'll love it. So all that's about to happen, and I'm in the, you know, going to need a lot actually. Like I mentioned, I definitely need a deputy leader. And there's all the sort of issues with all of that as well. Got a treasurer, going to need a secretary as well, and an entire cabinet. But I don't like the word ministry because it's mini-star. So I don't want to miniaturize anyone or bless anyone, because I don't want to make anyone belittled. So I think master, that's sort of empowering, isn't it? Master, like ship's master. Yeah. Master Martin. And it's be unfortunate if your name is Bates, though. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, I found that funny. I had a really strange dream. Do you want to hear about my strange dream and the stranger AI, who is a thought policeman, apparently? Thought police. Not allowed. That's what I had of AI. So I had a really strange dream that my phone in the night had beeped, and I checked it, and there was Lee Flat Earth British subscriber channel that sent me a video of Donald Trump, right, on stage being the lead singer of the UK indie band Wet Leg. He looked like the girl in Wet Leg doing this dance. So I'm like, whoa, that's funny. I wake up in the morning, I go looking on my phone. It's like, all right, well, I've dreamt it because that video doesn't exist anywhere, like in the world. So I dreamt it. Anyway, I asked AI to make me a picture of Donald Trump being the lead singer of that pervy band, Wet Leg, Acton Van Booten. I'm sorry, we can't put Donald Trump in a Wet Leg environment. I was like, oh, all right then. Carry on then. So anyway, that's my strange dream of the week. I don't know what to make of it. I've met Donald. What? CJ, you said that out loud. Is he real? I thought he was CGI, bro. I've met Donald Trump. He's freaking awesome. Yeah, did he do that dance? He's freaking awesome, isn't he? So, but I'm a bit sick of the T word. I'm sick of the E word. I'm sick of a lot of the stuff on the internet. So I tiptoe around it and do my own thing, doing me. Okay, Bob, you've got to be a part of the ministry. You really have, haven't you? There's definitely something there. You know, we need security, you know, and stuff like that. You know, if I won the elect, Matt, would you still do flat days? Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, Flaterdays would be like literally law as well. It's like, yeah, of course I do Flaterdays. What do you think? Wow. I'd still go live on the internet. I'd take the camera around with me. Especially if I was having to force to meet Tosspots. I was definitely take the camera with me then. So there's a bound to be watching in there. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's definitely going to win the electorate. He's going to have a landslide, and he's actually going to have a seat in Parliament, give them a run for their money. And he's probably a lot smarter than all them anyway. So there's that. They're going to literally have to support me or shit their pants. One or the other. So there's that. This is a really good save humanity strategy, guys. And Everyone already knows the earth is flat. All of my bros, everyone in the area around here are all like flat fans. It's all like everyone, it's like it's a normal around here, guys, where I live. Oh yeah, they didn't go up to the moon. They can't get out the freaking firmament. I got the other day off of one of the boys. I was like, yeah, no shit. So, like, I think that everybody will soon be a flat earther. I don't think NASA helped with their tomfoolery just lately, do you? Yeah? If everyone in the world was a flat earther, I'm not sure I'd want to be a flat earther anymore. I'd have to be a hemorrhoidalist. Like we two piles on the creator's bottom with on there. Maybe hemorrhoidal earth's a good one. Anyway, Trump. Yeah, I know. I don't know why Trump's like sneaking, and he looked like, you know, that the bird of wet leg. She changed a lot. She started out all sweet and innocent Miley Cyrus. Now they got her like pawnies, and she got these hot pants on. And Donald Trump had these golden hot pants on. My dream. And he's doing his dance. Oh, I wish it was true, though. It would be much better. Anyway, it's funny, and I hope they're watching. They're like, oh my God, this guy's running for parliament. Yeah, no shit. Oh my God, I'm just picturing it now. Can you imagine when they just go on at me, the comebacks they're going to have? Oh my God, I just can't even wait. I'm so excited. Sending a mannequin into space. As long as it isn't, if there was space, that would still be cruel because it would shrivel it up because it's supposed to be boiling up. Gold member. Yeah, we could have gold members. It's extremely smart, so no one ever agrees with me. Oh, I'm sure people would agree with you if we knew what it was. So yeah, Mr. Razda, I'm definitely going to get the dreadlock vote in Britain because I am like dread as it comes. So that all the Jamaicans, all the Razdas, they would definitely. I got their vote. Okay, Irie. Otherwise, they are bumperclads. See what I did there? I'll take that. Right, Melina has boy hips and Trump has breeder hips. Go figure. Maximus, we did that that was our last video. We're moving on now. We're going into a world of giants and big trees. We're going to work this out. I think that they built massive boats, probably. Makes sense anyway, don't it? Because where's all the wood gone? And I think that the giants were definitely mining the shit out of this realm, just digging bits of it off and making islands elsewhere. I think they were nicking bits of the earth. But we're going to have a look, okay, in a non-judgy way, whether we think that some of the giants, I think that some of them in the Roman, what they call classical days, were the ruling class. And I will show evidence of that. Like, otherwise, they just beat us up. Like Xerxes. He was a giant, wasn't he? Along them lines. And giants that have been left behind. Some of them have just got giantism, which is a bit of a syndrome, they say. But I think there's some in the 1800s, especially in Germany, places like that, Holland, there was still a lot of giants around. So not all of them went. They got descendants. But the fall of man that they mention in the Bible was when the big trees went. And then all the consciousness dropped. Lack of CO2. We went, honey, I shrunk the kids. And we're like that big in this realm. Before, it wasn't that way. So I think the giants skipped town before this place got seriously fried and then flooded. Reverend Wolf, a VIP. How's everybody doing? He's asking you. We're doing, oh, I'm really groovy at the moment. Thank you for asking. Free Soul Hippie. Good to see you, my friend. It's the dawn of woman and man. We're going to bring in and usher in a new society that is not. But well, is it okay to say a bunch of pussies? No, it's not, is it? So we don't want a sissy like environment where everyone's like, wow, what about me? What about me? Because everyone's going to have to stand in their own sovereignty, be accountable for their own shit and own it. And that's a fact. Yeah. It's not going to be about like collective wah, because that's never going to work. Okay. That sounds like communism to me. Hip shake. So they tried lots of ways of politics, haven't they? You know, obviously, if we went back to, you know, common law, all of it would be over, but I don't think they're going to give up that. So we're going to have to work within the parameters of, let's see, I was going to say how much trouble I can cause, but I didn't mean it like that. How much I can change the realm by doing what I'm going to do. Well, it's just, I've got a lot of subscribers on YouTube. If I just take that out into the world and that, you know, get votes on my campaign, everyone's going to vote for me, guys. Everyone's going to vote for me around here. That's not even an issue. So getting votes is not a problem. And I can't wait for my landslide live on YouTube. Oh my God, what a brilliant! All my friends, yeah, we're going to be all like feeling really fucking epic because we're just like got a seat in Parliament. And then when they're all like, wow, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to come up with liquid gold, man. They won't even know what to do. They'll be like, don't say that. Don't say that. Call it all out, my friends. You can't hide from me. David Phelps, good to see you, my friend. It looks like they cut the shoes down. Friendly giants to me. Okay, I think that there is friendly giants. I can see evidence in engravings, which we're going to look at soon, of being hunted and treated really unfairly. So there's that. So people, you know, seem to not get on with them. I think they lost their shit and attacked them. And the giants are probably in one of the outer lands beyond Antarctica, and that's what I'm going with. You know, it's like if you read Gulliver's Travels, he gets lost in a boat, and then he's like adrift, and then he washes up like Robinson Crusoe style. But he ends up where, you know, he's a giant in a land of smaller people, you know, like little people. And it works the other way around as well. There's other places where we are the giants in Lilliput. But I think the clue is Jack and the Beanstalk, them golden egg, yo. Wearing a yellow hat outside will draw good attention to the voters. Oh, yeah, no, that's my 60s voting hat. It is. I know it's going to look a little bit like an episode of The Prisoner, but that's okay. It's nice color coding. It's peaceful on the Brian. Yeah, calms it all down. So you're in an state, yeah, just chilling, yeah. I ain't bothering no one. Yeah, that sort of attitude, it's going to help a lot. So Wales, oh, well, actually, we got a few rules coming in Wales, actually, very soon. Wales has a EU Parliament CCP style. Well, soon they're going to have me in the Senate, okay, and Drakeford will be long gone, okay. Passports will be required, and we're going to be with a lot of investment, and a lot of investment. We'll offer the Navy some oil if they come and, shipping companies free oil if they come and do their shipping here. And we're going to build a lot, like miles and miles and miles and miles long, of manufacturing factories. So jobs for everyone. Everyone's really well paid. And we can bring in foreign investors if they want to do that under the parameters of what we set and not what they set. They will be there. And then the massive investment will be like make us one of the richest countries in the world, because everybody will be stopped buying shit built by child slaves in China and other places, like Philippines and Indonesia and all these terrible things that we buy off them and condone it, like clothes from Primark or Nutella, for example, or any of these products. So I do not support any of that, okay, at all. So all of that will be sorted. So that'll be absolutely awesome. Yeah, so we've been working on a lot of remedies to fix this place. It's really tricky in finding. So I'm enlisting some help, and I'm going to enlist some help from you guys. I'm going to be going live and reading some of your comments and stuff and your interaction in this. And let's make it happen. Build it and they will come. Well, if they're upset about me and my presence, well, you know what that is, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Tough shit. It's not about them. It's about everybody. That's what the thing is, see, is they're all about lining their own fucking pockets. Yeah, I come along and I'm for the people, and I'm like literally just going to do that. Okay, you watch. And it'll get popular. Everyone will be like, oh my God, this is so fantastic. Look at all these jobs. Look at all this. We're building amazing shit. The best Britain stuff used to be fantastic. Build our own cars and motorbikes. Stop importing them. Open the mines. Reopen the mines. Use them as plants for generating electric. There's all full of water down there. Pump it up, pump it down. There's loads of ways to do it. Anyway, that's just my mind wandering. And the Encyclopedia 1954, I've got it in a link right by here on my computer. It states about Mount Erebus and a dome at 12,000 feet exactly. It's years old, that one. I've mapped the systematic spillage of wealth into hundreds of trillions. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm going to get sharing. Make sure to get the things you need. Tariffs, don't forget. Listen, I'm going to, obviously, this is going to be constantly added to, and it's so complicated. And but I'm on it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but the things coming together, and I can see. What's that, Squirrel? The NHS gets charged 500 for just a single light bulb. Listen, we're going to be phasing that out. It was a Welshman, Andre Brevin, that brought it in the first place, and it was supposed to be a socialist-like organisation, paramilitary, like a communist, and they're still doing it now. No, that'll be sort of phased out, where people will only pay a £5 a week for high-quality private care and seen instantly, not waiting 6 months until you're fucking dead, waiting for an operation like they do here. So it'll all be sorted. There's loads of ways of doing it. They got enough money. They got enough know-how to fix this entire place. How can it be to shit so bad is on purpose. Maybe they want some people to step up and sort this shit out. Do you ever think of that? Oh, at last, somebody that's actually going to do something about it. 5-year plan. Turn everything around. Make it the most, wealthy, everybody in abundance and beautiful, because there'll be flowers everywhere and everything will be really groovy. Do you fancy that? Because nature always responds in kind. If it's happy, everybody's happy. Anyway, I'm doing that anyway. So let's get on with sharing. Let's have a look at some giants. There's going to be some humorous things in this. Hi vibes, much love. What's that, my brother? Cannot sell electric cars if the petrol is cheap. Well, we'll sort the fuel. Did you notice they just called that new storm fuel? Storm fuel. Can't make it up, can you? Fucking stupid. El Nino. Prove it. Oh, we can't. It's in the most remotest place on Earth where there's no human beings. Easter Island is the nearest. It's like, right, so we can't see it. No. NASA will show you. Oh, fucking brilliant. So anyway, it's all going to be a really... If I was looking for a slogan, guys, not that I want to use this because it has a whiff of NLP, but I would say that back to basics has been used by, I think, the Labour Party. So not like that, but back to analog. And I don't mean that in a digital sense. I mean the way things are carried out are too complicated. The bureaucracy is 20 deep. All of that needs to go. And zero deficit for every single person in the place. So everyone start afresh. A financial reset for all, including foreign countries. So they can have a go at it as well. A new day for everybody in the realm. Now, wouldn't everybody be really happy? So why can't we do that then? What's stopping us? Anybody? Fuck all. Never limit yourself. That's what I say in this realm. And I got a sneaky feeling that's what I was put here for. So there's that. Right. Let's think about trees. I absolutely love trees. I've got trees outside right underneath them right now. And when I look out my window, it's like living in a tree house. Look at this for a beautiful and a beautiful AI generated image, but it gives you the sense that there was these massive trees like they got in the film Avatar and like cities included in them. And I get a sense of, hang on, maybe some of these trees are a lot bigger than we thought, like, not just stumps. And then they've changed, maybe some of the trees ended up buildings. Maybe they carved them into cathedrals and then they became stone. Check that out. And you got buildings incorporated within the tree and they look like stone. Look at the Antiquity on this thing. I love it. I love this picture. I was grabbing it as a thumbnail, but I like that giant with his head on the wrong way around. I thought it was so stupid. AI all over, isn't it? The bottomless pit. Loads of trees in our garden. Trees are beautiful. Like, I love the energy of them. Imagine the energy, right? So imagine they had 1 million leaves in that tree, right? And then the fall came or the weather changed, yeah, and it went cold and it lost all of its leaves. And the leaves, they turn into like a mud substance. So maybe if all the leaves, maybe it could have been a disease, all the leaves fell, turned into mud. That could have been your mud flood of giant trees. Think about it. As is water. Well, it's a lot of leaves. So yeah, this place, Britain, was covered in forests. Apparently they literally removed most of the forest. The whole thing was like it was in Western Europe. It was just an expansive plain of woodland and forest. That's what Europe was, and is no longer, only parts of it. And the world tree, man, it's a tree. Yeah, you know, like Mount Meru in the middle, and we're there. I love the Norse mythology. I'm like, that's part of like Viking life. I think it's going to overspill into. We're going to have so many flat Earth on this in any time now. It's going to be like everyone you talk to. It's like, because this is what people are like, though, guys. We know this. If it's trendy, right, or everyone's doing it, they don't want to be left out and they don't want to look stupid. It's like go into a room full of people, everyone's talking about, wow, did you see that with NASA the other day? What a lot of shit that was, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be sitting down and go, yeah, astronauts to the moon, trying to join in. Do you see what happened there? You know they're going to do it. So all the wah and the wah will eventually be, yeah, so what is it then? Little twinkly eyes, like, children with little twinkly eyes, like, what is it then? I've seen this twinkle in the eye 1,000 times with people when they realize the truth. They go like, oh, what is it then? It's a beautiful thing. Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? Critical thinking. Think what it is. We don't know. But there's definitely big trees involved, especially with the world tree, which is a ginormous tree, which is where Mount Meru is. Maybe that's all that's left of it, is like a magnetic mountain, because it's solidified. I've seen trees in New Mexico, right? Tree trunks, and they were as hard as rock, granite. They were perfect glass, brown and blues and green glass. Yeah, just solidified in the sun. And that don't even take long to do, promise you. It's just crazy. Look at these things, these stacks. And you can see like the capillary, you know, some say bauxite columns for volcanoes. Well, some volcanoes could have been them. But bauxite columns, they look like, they don't make no sense geometrically. Something that's set in a frequency at that geometric shape. But I think that, you know, they could be what the capillaries look like in the tree at that geometric shape. So coincidentally, that could be the case. So, and a lot of mesas. Now, I've seen loads of these in America that I was like, oh shit, look at that. Looks like a tree. Now, people say, oh, well, it can't be like 6 miles up because it would be in the colder sphere. It would be too cold for them, etc., etc. Maybe they don't go that high. And I'm not thinking that there is any of what they said happening up there, although it does get cold, because you can guarantee it's cold outside a plane at 36,000 feet. So you have to think about that. But definitely got the structure of trees, giant trees. We all seen Devil's Mountain, haven't we? So let's have a look. Tree trunk, and it splinters like that, just like them. And we got one there, which turns out to be that one definitely as well. And that one there as well, just like splintered tree trunks instead of what some people think are geological formations. And you get these. I don't think that's Devil's Tower. It was emphasized in the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, as you know, for UFO activities. A lot of people think it's all UFOs zipping out of there and it's some kind of portal and the veil is thin and the Indian burial ground near it and all of that to keep people away. And you see, the tree is a sacred being, man, and the power in a big tree, one can only imagine. So yeah, you get these vast, expansive plains, right, with nothing in them, and then jutting out of the plains are these giant mesas. It makes no sense, and they give you like all this bullshit about geological activity pushing it up. There's Devil's Tower. It's got the Bullsite columns you see in Giant's Causeway in Ireland. Can you see? But that's the same geometry, getting capillaries inside the tree trunk that pulls the water up for feeding. And remember how big the tree is underground, much bigger than it is above ground. So too much of a coincidence, isn't it? And I'm not big on coincidences, really. So there's that. I think they look like tree trunks. And that one, it's even got the lines in it, you know, the tree age lines. Can't make it up, can you guys? So yeah, it's a nasty old business. I get upset if any trees get chopped down in my local community. The vibration, something just changes. I don't like it at all. But you know, how much wood is in the doors? You know, there's loads of wood in every house, isn't there? So we need it for building. So let's have a look at this Devil's Tower. Super interesting place. And like I said, it's connected with supposed to be UFO activity, and they're supposed to be zipping out of there, and it's a portal, etc. Well, maybe there are chambers in there. You know, if it was a tree, there would be chambers where the roots were. So yeah, they came along, cut all the redwoods down, a load of the big trees in the late Victorian era. So, you know, I wouldn't feel bad if that like gave way and he went squish, okay? Because that's just like, what are you doing to that beautiful tree? It's like, yeah, we get loads of money though in the timber yard. It's like, A, how are you getting that tree out of the forest? We can't tell you that. How are you chopping it up? We can't tell you that. It's all a secret. With them little saws that you're using. How do they do that? It's just amazingly big tree. Well, the giants, well, they would have been able to drag them to old ancient ports like the port for Rome, Porto, which is like this giant, I guess, in bay. And so they would have put them in protected bays, and they would have built, and they would have been shipwrights, and they would have built beautiful ships that would have taken them out of here. All of them just gone. So long, and thanks for all the fish. And they would have been like they'd have been on the stern as they were pulling away, going, "Fuck you, you know it." I would be like, "Can we come?" And they're like, "Well, there is only, you got to be over 10 foot to join." It's like, oh, all right then. People turning up in stilts and long coats, trying to blag themselves as being giants. It don't wash, you know. It's just stupid, isn't it? Standing on the saws, sawing these big trees down. I've never seen a redwood. I have had second-hand description of how fantastically big they are. Again, if that tree went and squished them all, that would be awesome, YouTube. So there, the giant trees. That's more realistic size, okay? You know, just up into the clouds for sure. But what would be necessary to cut them down is giant machinery, giant technology to get them trees. And why didn't they build metal ships? It would have been easier to chop the trees down. They were there and they were ready. So there's a redwood. They just put a road through it, and it's still alive. Good. And they got a car there on top, the big tree, California big tree. Just park a car on top. It's that big. So there's still giant trees around, you know, really big. But in the past, I think it was along the lines of Avatar, for sure, for sure. I would live in a tree house. I think that these should be promoted more, because off-grid living will no longer be illegal. It will be legal. People can go buy land and look after themselves if they want to. I personally would like to live in a woods near a river, a bit like that there. In fact, that, can you see this? Exactly that. And I sit there, watch a river. You digging this? You are digging this, aren't you? Watch the river and just be loosey-goosey in my tree house made of wood. So yeah, look what they do. The lumberjacks. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I dress in women's clothes. That might not be true of lumberjacks, but let's have a look. They got a sport of running on the logs, and they just go like, and they just sail them down river, and they're seasoning while they're doing it. So double whammy. Awesome. I don't like it. But I do, I've got wood and stuff. So, you can't boycott wood because it's absolutely everywhere. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Look at these on a broad walk through the forest. How lovely. Honk, honk. Look at it. So, yeah, they had a giant oak not far from where I lived, just over the back of my son's flat. And it was massive. And everyone knew, it was like a landmark because it was that big. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it when they chopped it down, council. There wasn't even anything wrong with it. Whole area just went roof. So I know that when you remove trees, they literally drop your vibration. So to move in a tree would be absolutely fantastic. And this is what people were doing. Look, on Coal Creek in Washington, they were living in a tree trunk. Maybe if it was a bigger tree, they could chisel it or carve it so it looks like a building, like an old cathedral. Stump house visitors welcome. That is amazing. I would have a stump house. Looks like a much better world back then, doesn't it? Except for this, I can see that they needed trees for the modern world and that, but Mount Pleasant shack. Oh, look at that. They're living in a tree. Can you imagine the groovy vibes of living in a tree? All of them roots going deep, 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 pulling up all them scalar waves, man. Whoa, you'd be buzzing. It'd be amazing. World famous tree house, believe it or not. Joking. I bet it's got a staircase that goes up like that. Oh, I love that. In Redwood Park. Oh, treehouse. Stump Park. There's that one again. You can visit it. So like trees, living inside of trees. Oh, that is absolutely awesome. But look at the size of that tree. It must have been. It's like it's like a diner, like a steak in a. Do you think they got telephones? Do you think they make trunk calls? Don't worry, probably won't get that. I love it. I think that's just the way to go. It's any tree trunks would just make them into houses. Seems to be a problem with housing in Britain. That's another thing. We need to make the rent more affordable. Drive anybody to have a chance to actually get a house, because like it used to be, people could get houses when I was young. Like, doesn't seem to be possible at all anymore. So everything, more money. Wow, the size of that though. Inside there, that's massive. Wow. Okay, now that's amazing. I had no idea they were that big. Inside there, look. Who knew? So that's the way to go. Look at that. World famous trees. I love that. Look at that with the flowers and all that. So yeah, I'm sure when I was a kid, I went into a door in a tree and there was a spiral staircase and went into another world. I seem to have memories of that, but knowing me, I could have dreamt it by no. My sister can remember it too. That happened. A stable. And do them ponies look like they're really, really happy? You know it. Oh, wow. Vancouver tree house. So yeah, I think I'm going to get everyone living in tree houses and off-grid communities, really groovy. You could do that. Oh, you can live where you are and be able to afford to, but the beaches would be really awesome. So you won't need to, go too far to enjoy a bit of sun and a few margaritas and a bit of gorgeous music, and then back off up to the woods to your tree house. Okay, with broadband. Oh yeah, really one of the most technologically advanced societies, because we're going to be discovering rare earth minerals. Then we will be the rare earth mineral go-to people, making us one of the richest countries in the world. Then we can live in our little tree house, hobbit houses, and be very, very happy. Thank you very much. Fuck yeah. Gimme. Veranda, spiral staircases. We love that. Going up a tree. Drive that chi energy. So do you think we lived in tree houses in the past? Giant trees? Family tree house. Do you remember this one? Have you ever broken one? How many have you broken? More than one? I know, it's weird that, isn't it? Why have we all broken them? It's weird. Okay, this chick's got it down. Let's have a look what she's up to. She looks a proper flat earther. Look at that. This is why I'm in the flat earth. So yeah, imagine that, just like that. You know, your log cabin, get around by your campfire. You're not going to need, you're not going to need the internet or any worldly things, because look at that. You got everything you need right there. Oh, and you go mushroom picking. Isn't it glorious? Do you feel happy now? I feel happy. I feel happy for us all. Okay. Just like that. Look at that. So you just hollow it out, have a staircase going up to an upper room. Where's this going, Matt? And we're on about giants and trees. No, we're still on big trees. I'm showing you the potential. But yeah, I think they chopped them down. But they have chopped them down. Whoa, look at that little baby. That's a tree trunk, guys. That's a way to go. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. And it's a bit, you know, it's orgony, isn't it? It's got like an orgon pyramid. I bet that's how it works. Oh, I'm done with that. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. So I can think we all agree that trees are pretty fantastic. And tree houses are even more fantastic. Look at this lady. She got a log burner. Look at that cat. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. I'm literally going to cry. How fantastic she's got this. Look at this. And all the trees outside growing off. Cactus and succulents and that. Oh, that's just perfect, that is. Why would you need living society of that? Look at that. So that's the way we're going to go. We're all going to live like that. That's it. I found it. Found the image of what I'm thinking, of, you know, what it should look like. You have to encourage lots more tree growth or live with the trees and with nature in harmony and symbiosis. We will be feeling very groovy indeed. I love it. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, giants. They have got a mixed bag of activity in the Antiquity records. So here we got Dura. It's got a Saturius in 1553, which is a giant. It looks like the Grim Reaper. He's got a scythe. But Saturius, that's actually known. But here's a giant here. Jack brings the giant prisoner to King Alfred the Great, who burnt the cakes, first millennium AD, apparently existed. So yeah, there was a lot of Welsh giants like Og the giant. Fucking battered Moses, because Moses was like a weird serial killer. But yeah, look at this giant in Egypt. Being brought in. Isn't it hot in the Egyptian sun with armor on? And do you really get these plants like that? No, you don't. Anyway, you can see that he's butt naked, so belittlement, and they've captured him and they've chained him up. So I'm thinking that they collected a load of them for some reason. Maybe they were too dangerous, like collecting up superheroes, soups, you know? And Tom Thumb. Little people too. Little civilizations living in the threads of your carpet, like Weave World, like the Who's. So big and small. There could be a lot going on, and we're just sat here. We don't know. We're oblivious to it all. So there's some giants there. Giant Sprogages and human Sprogages all playing together. Everyone looks happy. and contented in that scene. And this giant boy went for a walk, caused a tsunami by pissing over Notre Dame Cathedral, caused a tsunami. They said it was the Seine was flooded. Feed me now. So they're big, so they need a lot of food. So we would have had to get a lot of food to satisfy their huge diet, like you can see here. Maybe that was a problem. Maybe in quieter years, weather, and there weren't much crops, and the giants were like eating us out of house and home, then we're going to have to just, you know, they're giants. They're eating all the pies. I think we should have to kill them all. Maybe. That's Venus coming out of the water on a shell, the Phoenician. Let's move on a minute. 2 giants. So like I said, they bring them in. But you see evidence of them living alongside the French aristocracy here, a giant. I got a book full of French aristocracy giants, and they are this big, which suits the doors of the time and the height for the ceilings at the time. I'll give you some examples of giant rooms shortly. Giganticus skeleton there. So let's have a little look. That little tiny thing down there, that's us. Like ants, and he's a giant. Funny how anti is in like Antarctica or anti this or anti that, and my auntie. So Goliath was a big boy, wasn't he, as well? And then there's the Swiss giant, and then there's this other giant, and then there's Giganticus, who is just, he could step on us, no problem, and you'd just be squished. But they haven't got any clothes on, just grass skirts. So yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk. So, oh yeah, he pinches Jack in this city and mountains and everything that exists up there. How's that possible? Because there's a land up there. And then he climbs down a tree, but it's a beanstalk, but it's massive. It looks like the tree. We got him from some magic beans. And he pinches a hap. Is this like some sort of technology for controlling the weather? Hap? Just saying. Anyway, look at that in Jack and the Beanstalk. That's all above us. Just craziness. Let's move on. Jack, there's Jack there, climbing the beanstalk to that other world. And then he chops it down, and then it's end of sports with the giant. There's giants in the old movies. You got Colossus. You got that one that is in Jason and the Argonauts. What was his name now? Talos. It was full of gas. He was more like a robot than a giant. So maybe they're giant robots. If robots were a thing in the past, I would definitely have massive Robocops. Or that other robot you get in Robocop with double machine guns. That one. Definitely want one of them in the security force. So you can see Dutch giants. Now, I met one of these, a Dutch giant. Went to visit Rome with him. He came with the crew years ago, and he was 7 something or other. He was probably the tallest person I've ever known. Really lovely, and a great taste in music. But yeah, imagine they couldn't even get in my flat. I got a door that's 6 foot high, and the wild women of Wongo. Literally, right? Imagine if there was an invasion of giant women. How terrible that would be. It would be really, really amazing. Oh, please, God, make that happen. Yeah? Oh, remember when these were famous? I can't even remember their names anymore. It's that Irish guy. They were like Richard and Judy's replacements, weren't they? So he's gone into the studio. Look, he's 7 foot 7 inches tall. So he's still got big people, but not like giants. Here they come, the big girls. Don't look up. Don't look up. Oh, I can see her knickers. Honest to God, guys, that's going to definitely be a thing with lady giants, is try not to look up. Okay. Look at this guy. Imagine him just walking around in that plaid suit. Terrifying. So yeah, model villages are weird. You feel like a giant walking around them. Oh, look at this. It's the genie of the bottle of the lamp. She rubbed the lamp and the genie came out, and because of the way of magic, he's massive. Because genies are massive, yo. And he's crying. Why is the genie crying? I don't know. But he's got a friend for the weekend. It's all's good. There's Trump chasing children around as per usual. Actually, this is him in his early campaigns. Actually, not sure what's happening there. It's very, very scary indeed. And I didn't realize that C3PO and R2D2 were captured by an army of little people. So they're giants in that world, just like in Gulliver's Travels. Probably didn't know about that. So yeah, that's more like it. Finding little us. And they're all like that big. That would make perfect sense. And I'd be all right if giants came back. Be like earthquakes when they were coming, though. But like friendly like that. That's how I see him. Just being respectful. Good day to you, sir. Oh, hello, sir. And buy some giant stuff off them, wherever they go. Could always do a bit of bartering. That's another thing that should be encouraged, is the bartering system. I'll swap you this melon for that big bag of bush. That sort of bartering. Or maglev cities were definitely a thing in the past. If you're not happy where you are, the climate goes to shit. Yeah, just up you go, and find, just like literally go to wherever you want. As long as you know, just go to a hotter country. Just follow the sun. That's what people should do. So yeah, Napoleon was really, really little. This is obviously political, isn't it? Just trying to show the king of wherever that is, Robin Big Nag and Gulliver. So this was an interesting book I presented, found years ago, and it was a tale of like a French, well, I guess they say fictitious, but it was lands in the south, other worlds, which when I seen it, I was like, whoa, other worlds. And they had these people who were flying, and these people with umbrellas, like Mary Poppins umbrellas, which are maglev technology, and they float around. And they had hairy Marys, just like we see in depictions of this part of the world. But flying people, I love that. And they got giants as well, which are beautifully clad in silks and these beautiful costumes. Look, noble giants. That's what we want. Noble giants and flying people. There's the future. And big plants. Loads of really big plants and big everything. So yeah, I reckon they were all giants in the past, including Jesus. Now, this is in a Masonic lodge dating from the year 1593, showing an actual giant body of Adam on Noah's Ark. So was Noah's Ark really a big giant in there? Well, the execution system seems to think it is. I can't verify that one way or another, but it's really interesting. And I do think, Moses was a giant, lived for a long time, and Cain and Abel. Cain built Baalbek because he was a giant, laying down stones of 160 tons that are on Baalbek. Because no man was doing that. Had to be a giant. You just imagine, though. And these people, they don't mind looking after these because they're looking lovely too. They're like, oh, let's make our boss look beautiful today. And just fuss and fatter. And why not? Look at them. They look noble. So yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk's been out for a long time. And this was a flyer in the Globe Theatre for Jack and the Beanstalk. There was Jack and the Giant Killer as well. You may remember that. Now, this is an image of a person that is giving bread to some giants in Patagonia. Now, the other thing Patagonia in Argentina is famous for is large Welsh communities. Because apparently the Welsh went down there. They went to the Falklands and then they settled in Patagonia. And they got like Welsh flags and they got Welsh-speaking people, blah, blah, blah. And we have the same narrative for giants. Isn't that a coincidence? The Welsh went to Patagonia and the giants went to Patagonia. These even look Welsh. They're so dark. I'm wondering if they were all Welsh were giants. Anyway, so that is only a hop, skip, and a jump from Fierra del Fuego over to what they call Antarctica and out through a gap into outer worlds where they went. But some of them were still in Patagonia. Look, maybe they got left behind. Anyway, so yeah, well, look at some of the buildings were definitely structured for taller people, as you can see here. The doors just make no sense. You see that all over Christendom, man. And look at this guy. Look how happy he is. That is absolutely fantastic. He is literally the happiest little man in the world, isn't he? She looks quite happy as well. Love Sweet Dream, innit? Martin, it is the best in the game. Martin's best in the game. Thank you, RM. I've been doing this for a long time and practicing. So practice makes perfect. Wine. They like a little tipple, don't they, the giants? So you've got to have a big barrel to make a lot of wine. Otherwise, you're going to get a feisty, pissed off giant. So keep them going with the guzzle. That's one thing they do. And giant rooms. There's no way if you were this little person, unless you've got anti-gravity underpants on and you can float around, could see these pictures ever, unless you've got really razor eye sharp sight. And the doors, at least twice as big as you need. What, did they just have an abundance of materials? Maybe a lot of the big trees went into the woodwork for these, and the joists you see in old buildings and the ceilings, the wooden ceilings, maybe some of them are from the old trees. Maybe that would make a big difference if you were in a building and you knew that they were the trees. So yeah, opulence, marble, checkerboard floors, and the guessing like Venetian theme, whatever going on here. But the size, why would you build it so big? You've just got an abundance of building materials, so we're just going to build it 50 times out of scale, because that's what they've done. It's these tiny little people in a massive building. It makes no sense, guys. Here again, this is supposed to be an ordinary living place. The mantelpiece, they can't even reach it without a ladder. Okay, the mantelpiece, I mean, on top of the fire, they couldn't get to that. And they got one of these artworks above the fire because the fire is not a fire using radiant energy. Interesting chest. So that's what they do. They live like Lady Muck. Wooden ceilings, beautiful geometry on that. And look at the doors. Because after a reset, these buildings were left, dug out in the mud, cleaned up, refurbed, and then the next arrivals moved in. There's no way that was built for these people's size. Look at it. But yet, the giants are only a few and far between in the population. Come on. Look at it. It's bleeding ridiculous, guys. There's just no way, Jose, these buildings are for people of our size. Look at them. You can't reach anything. The paintings are way out of your perspective. Huh. So the rooms in Antiquity, the cathedrals in Antiquity, this is what people were doing when they were going healing machines. The organs would be playing, and they would have the proper old school frequencies. And then you would just walk around philosophically chatting, or just relaxing, doing stuff and listening and healing. There's no chairs and pews and all of that religious nonsense going on in this church. Look, this is what they were really doing, was healing people. As you can see, people just walking around these massive old buildings, and they decoded. Look at these. They look like they're heated, but they're brass pipe organs, I'm guessing, and the sound out of them, they're all gathering underneath, picking up them vibrations into their bodies and healing. That's what was going on. It's really awesome. I love that. And I love the wood as well. The smell of these wood in these places is really very woody. Yellow and black floor. It's not exactly Masonic, but it is checkerboard. Huge, absolutely huge cathedral space. Needed for healing. And look at this gaff. Looks Italian. Renaissance, just absolutely fantastic. Statues on the fireplace. Oh, we've all got that. I haven't even got a fireplace, but you know what I mean? Look at the marble. Just, it's what they inherited. They landed right on their feet, didn't they? Look at this. So check out this. This is like just Tartaria, isn't it? All of it is beautiful. All of this is so Tartaria. And what do they do, people? Because they don't have to be slaves anymore and they're free. They make music. Oh, but that sounds fantastic. Reading together, playing a bit of flutage, bit of a nice walk around the waterfall, get some watery vibes. Yeah, man, that's what we need. So what happens is we're going to envision, look at this, he's copying a field here. I don't know why that guy's behind them watching it. That should be allowed, but yeah, this one's getting a bit more feisty later on in the day. To be careful about that. Anyway, wouldn't it be brilliant if we just envision a world of beauty like Tartaria, and then it comes into fruition, because that's what we're doing. Okay, Tartaria is the future. Look at the size of this space, Union Street Station, or Penn Street Station, this one, excuse me. Just don't see the point. Waste of materials. I'd, if they were just so short of money in the past, seem to have had an inextinguishable amount of money because they were printing it. So in antiquity as well, all different cultures show a ruling class of giants in the past. India, check out that pyramid thing that he's got in his hand, like a tech, and he's standing on a monkey. He's doing an thing, but yeah, everyone else, as you can see, is normal size. These are giants carved into a hillside. Giant Buddhas. So Buddha, in a lot of cases, is a giant. I think he was. I think I've seen a giant Buddha recently, and I literally buzzed my ass off going near it. You can see in the Egyptian got a ruling class of giants. You get littler people, and you get giants in Egyptians too. And this guy, you see a lot of these. They set him up, a lot of them, but I could tell you now by his gangly face and everything, he's got giantism. So it's not the same. Because them overextended joints and all that, they have short lives and they suffer a bit as well. So yeah, they got them as down as freaks, but definitely larger. Right them up, cowboy. Large cowboys, and there's the Patagonians. Squeeze through. And you can see in this culture here, these are definitely trying to take out a giant. And you get it in the Syrians, Mesopotamians, as well. They got giants. So they've all got giants. Giants in the Bible. Don't forget the Nephilim. The fallen ones. The clown faces. If they have got clown faces. Could be. So Buddha's a giant, because everyone was. And everyone's like, oh, there's not enough room. We can't all be giant. It's like, yeah, you don't know how big this place is. We're just on a little bit in the middle. The other bits are really, really, really massive. There you are. You've got the ruling class that are giants. And I've seen this in so many engravings as well for the classical world. Let me just close my shirt in there. Car people. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's Inky do. He's standing on a lion. But a lot of these Mesopotamians are giants too. Check her out. So Amazons, also thought to be giant ladies. I think that's probably AI. It's been around years though, but an early Photoshop. Be nice if it was true though, but that shallow. Not sure what's going on there. I think they're just burning people, Christians. So yeah, this guy is from standing tall in the land of Genghis Khan. So he's a Mongolian, and he's photographed. He's 7 foot 5 inches, about the same size as that other guy. And that's in the capital of Ulaanbaatar. So, yeah, this guy, we've seen him before. He's a jester. Definitely a part of the narrative. He's got a pair of woolly budgie smugglers. You can see that is really horrible in every regard. But he's definitely a giant. What are they doing to his feet? Oh, they're grabbing on his leg. Don't go. And they're bricking the giant. This one's like not happy. You can see he's got a strap on, right? And he's gone off into the... I wanted more food. We haven't got any more food. We're bleeding hungry ourselves, right? And then he's off. That sounds like a personal problem. But I can imagine the giants eat a lot. So back to that kingdom. Yeah, look at this giant in the medieval engraving. He's like bigger than the town. He comes in, he's got like, gimme beer. Fill this up. It's like, that's the whole brewery giant. It's like, fill it up. Have you seen the Noah film? The Watchers are giants as well. And they look like they're made out of wood. They are made out of wood. Well, they're trees. So trees are watchers in the Noah movie with Russell Crowe. This lady, she stands tall. She stands tall. Now, look, that's unfair. They put that Busby hat on to make him look much taller. There's the Mongolian guy again. And they got the same silks as you see in them southern French Outer Lands books, which I find interesting because they're not connected in any way. But yeah. Circus freaks. I reckon a lot of these are really interesting. Leftovers from the old world. From splicing and dicing with human DNA or DNA of animals and putting them animals together and then coming up with what? This. The size of that guy. So you can visit his skeleton. I think it might be in Smithsonian. It's in one of the museums. Pretty sick. So there's a German beauty there, look. She's a big girl. Big bird, like on Sesame Street. Whew, she's a whopper. So, yeah, there's plenty of evidences for giants, but that doesn't, I'm saying these didn't build that world. They're just leftovers. The giants, they're not here because we would certainly know all about it, guys, okay? We are standing on the shoulders of giants, and maybe that's it. Some of the giants became mountains. We'll have a look at that in a minute, a bit later on. He's got giantism. You can see because they always got this long joints, which is not natural, is it? He's not having a good time because you got a duck to get in there, and it's like a 10-foot ceiling. Wow, I bet they got trouble clothing them. Wow, let's have a look at these two. Oh, well, Phew. I don't know what. I am actually lost for words there. I don't know how to comment. Look at Mickey Rooney, though. He was 5'4". Didn't stop him marrying Ava Gardner and all the other wives. He had 10 wives or something. Yeah. God, everyone was taller than Mickey Rooney. So, yeah, here's the Mesopotamian. There's the one who hugs the lion, and he's got like a tallness of whatever that is in Russian. You speak Russian. Electromagnetic technologies as well. I love my lion. And steps. Why would you build steps so big? Makes no sense. Tiered terraces this big are only for giants to walk up. People can't walk up them. You got water on the outside, look. On the outside, on the outside. Giant steps are what you take walking up the hill. So, yeah, more giants. And as you can see, more giants on this old piece of engravings. Patouche. Egyptians got giants. Also got spaceman. What the hell's all that? Anyway, looks like there's violent things going on. Fisticuffs, you don't like all that. Giants again, and they got all of this electromagnetic technology going on in the Egyptians. But yeah, I see so many giants. Have you seen the film, The Gods of Egypt, with whatever fucking actor? And it basically they got giant. They're all giants. The ruling gods are giants in that movie. It's pretty good. They literally closed the dome using a chariot on there. I love that bit of the movie. So flat earthy. So, welcome all. Spark it up, bro. Good to see you, Louise. Lovely name you got, Louise Nay. I've got a few people here, I guess. 400 almost of you watching. Welcome on a flat day. Let's have a drink. The entire mountain is a building. We're going to meltology here. I've got so many examples, but look at it. It's like a knife have just cut it away. Like literally got cut marks. Yeah, definitely looks like a building. Okay. And some of the gods are the Vedas, definitely giants. The Naga is a giant, comes up from the underworld as a serpent. God of the underworld, there it is. So very serpenty. With serpents behind her, and everyone else is small. Look at this, though, this levitating. Definitely think that's the thing in the old world. So, yeah, definitely show us in all cultures that giants are a thing. Look at this one. Wow. Yeah, a lot of vibrational technology going on there, that's for sure. Even the hats, the happy hats. So, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Giants in the Buddhist faith. And as you can see here, and this is like classical Greek giants or classical giants. You get them in every single culture. Yeah, look at these people all queuing. They're not wearing many clothes, though. I wonder why they never got many clothes on. I noticed the person who's the giant in charge of everything, or I don't know. They're like definitely in charge because everyone's queuing, aren't they? And he's got something in his hand like a loaf of bread, or she, I mean. Again, the ruling classes being giants, but they would be, wouldn't they? They probably got bigger brains for a start off. In religion too, you see giants galore, and the Phoenician theme there, the shells. Again, giants, religious deities. Giant Jesus. What we got here? Well, it would be. It says Otto there. Otto something or other. JC, XC. Wow, it's like a really old dude. Why is he so old? Really weird. Are they stepping on somebody again? There always seems to be a thing with these depictions. Let me just pour this into your brine and fill your brain up with sand instead of brain matter. It's like a god bottomy. Really weird. What's happening underneath? There's a ship and water. And they're above the water. Water's above, water's below. You know it. So yeah, these guys are really big compared to everyone else as well. And in Mexico, they've got giants. Every culture. So they exist in my head. Look, this one is definitely showing that they're the ruling class. Everyone is like, please. And they're like, not so sure. They don't wear any clothes, though. I know it's hot. Maybe people just didn't give a shit in the past and just went around in their birthday suits. And everyone's eyes are up here, maybe, I guess. Calm down. Calm down. But I've been laying out in the sun and I'm really, really burnt. I'm burnt too. Just calm down. We'll get some aloe vera and make it better. Terrible that sunburn. Well. Okay, moving on. This is a very expansive collection of pictures of giants. Look at, he got a bit of the Akhenatons about him, haven't he, old egghead? That's Obama, that is. Obama is like literally lived that long. He was in ancient Egypt, which wasn't that long ago because the pyramids are not there 500 years ago. So there's that. But they stopped the calendar, so there could have been 1,000 years between now and then. Because it was like Mad Max world. We're a post-apocalyptic society, remember? Just finding our way out of the reset. Wondering what all this shit is. How does it all work? But we gave it away, didn't we, to others to do, you know, through consent, royal families and politicians, etc., etc. So where I come in. Going to put it right. So yeah, I think the giants were into music for this reason is as well, right? Is there's an abundance of really big instruments and the effort of making them as well. So I think that the giants were really into tune. And this is a giant book. And what you find on there is musical notes. So a giant book with musical notes and giant instruments. For giants, because I reckon they had like a giant jazz band. I bet it would have been loud as well, really, really loud. Okay, and guitars and sitars and all other tatar instruments. Musical notage in giant books. And why make a book, giants, if people can't even read them? Oh, I can't borrow this book. I haven't got a car big enough. So yeah, you got to climb up and play it like stupidly because you can't play it because it's too big. And then you've got to stand on something. So could be they're left over from a reset, some of them like a Stradivarius type of thing. This is a pyrophone, works on fire, driving steam through pipes and then like that, but not necessarily General Lee. Might be General Lee. I reckon that tune's been around forever. Probably Dixie too. So all these giant books, again, musical notage. Looks like, maybe they're blind. It looks like Braille. I think of a blind person a cheese grater because they might think of Braille. So look at the size on that. Whatever it is, a lute of some sort. So yeah, somebody suggested, you know, there's got to be something going on up there. And they say they built the Tower of Babel to reach up. And I think it could be to get out of this place before it got ultimately destroyed, which it did. So there's either the outer worlds to choose from, the north to choose from, or up there, upstairs, and get out that way. And I think that's what it was. But look at this. How advanced is this, right, for a Kirchner engraving? It's just too futuristic. This is from the old world. That'd be futuristic if it was built now. But that's spiraling, you know, driving that energy up as well. It's more of a device, isn't it? Maybe it was a big computer. Yeah, tower, like a computer tower. Tower of Babel, big computer. So yeah, she's on the fiddle. Yeah, massive books, massive instruments, massive rooms, massive buildings, massive stations. I think it's safe to presume that there was giants here, and they're not here anymore. So where did they go? Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a think about dinosaurs. They're ever giants, aren't they? Now, when I get a seat, when I'm in a political power, okay, I'm going to have to say no to dinosaurs. Okay, I'm not saying everyone got to be a creationist like moi, but I am saying that somebody explain to me how a dinosaur benefits anyone in this reality. And of course, quantum mechanically, why would you have a fucking dinosaur collapsing the wave function and rendering an entire fucking realm anyway? Well, you wouldn't, would you? Okay, so that never happened. And plus, they just can't reproduce. Okay, T-Rex. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Well, of course, if you look into the Bone Wars, dinosaurs weren't around. They were just called the giant lizards, which is probably what they were, dragon-type lizards, which were quite popular back in the days. You can see here, he's getting his head bit off by one. Jack Vance, servant of Wankar, quiet across the planet to shear for the freedom or death. And that's what dinosaurs are good for on other planets, servants of Wankar. So you may or may not know that you cannot see the skeleton of a dinosaur anywhere. And the Smithsonian say they got some, but they're locked away. And all the rest are made of like plaster Paris. So the clangers, they were real dinosaurs, and the soup dragon, which were witnessed only a week ago on the flyby of the moon. They were on the dark side of the moon. They were flashing torches, which UFO people are now earning millions saying that it's UFO activity. I'm in top 1% of OnlyFans. Bullshit. Yeah, they all say that. That's what's really going on. Cover your mouth when you cough. I fucking can't. See, this is another problem, is they can't cover their mouth. So I think it's much more likely to be dragon or lizard type bones and a cover. So P.T. Barnum, and he had the greatest show on earth, and he reckons that he had the biggest animal that ever lived, the elephant skeleton. He reckoned he had a giant elephant, Jumbo. I bet that was alive. I hate cruelty too. That's another thing in my political party. Any cruelty to animals is frowned upon very, very seriously indeed, as you will find out if you're cruel to an animal. And my prime minister, is he? I don't know. I'm not president. I don't know what I'll be. That's where they exist, dinosaurs. That's where they came from initially. Yeah, they just floated over with gravitational waves. Yeah, he's on the moon. That's where they exist. So yeah, I think they're dragons. So everything is actually fake. I am literally a auto hoaxer, but all of these, like, there's no evidence that the space station, any of this was built. I go look on Google. I'll try and find evidence of photographs or film of it actually being put together, because they haven't. Dinosaurs are frigging stupid. Watery balls spinning in a vacuum. Well, that's fallen on its ass. All the viral YouTubers, all these millennials now with their puckered up lips going, I don't think NASA are telling the truth. 7.10 million freaking views. I mean, everyone's going to go flat in a minute. These things here, CGI, well, do I need to go on? But definitely evolution, nuclear bombs, dinosaurs, and globe thinking is not going to help humanity anywhere into the future. Okay? That's AI. And that is assured. This isn't a dinosaur fossil, it's a mummy. That's what they say. Okay, that looks like a pack of shit nothing to me. So there's your dinosaurs. Look, that's what they were really doing. They were riding round on them. It was a coexistence. Look at the front legs on that. It's really handy for feeding. Excuse me. So science says dinosaurs existed, and B, they have sex like this. I can't get tails in the way. Tails in the way. Move it to one side, lad. Just move it to one side. I can't. It's too big. What? My tail? No. See how that could go down? Parking fails. He's not your dad. Talk about smoking. The 80s and giraffes. Books about giraffes. That's what we want to see. Things that never existed. Ladybird book. So I'll be able to go into Lidl's, right? And then it won't be like globes and dinosaurs everywhere because it's stupid. Can't we have things that like literally exist? So there I am. I'm in the Illuminati cards, guys. I'm literally the internet worm. So isn't that good news? Trust me. I'm the internet worm. I'm going to break it. So yeah, dinosaurs are stupid. They got to go. I've had enough of them anyway. I had enough of them a long time ago. Anyway, moving on. There's the skeleton of that guy. Isn't that cruel? They put his skeleton. I bet it's not his skeleton. They're just saying it's his skeleton. And a lot of pictures showing you buildings are absolutely tiny compared to people. It's really stupid. Let me just move down, see if there's anything else worthy of showing you here. Okay. So make sure to share this out. I'm going to share some more pictures. This is going to be like a 2.5 hour post. But I definitely am moving on to a medieval text. But first, I think I'll come back for 2 seconds and see what's going on. Just give you a few shouts. Right, guys, this is a 5-minute break. Flat Earth British shoutages. Let's see what's going on. Peace, Frog. Good to see you, my friend. Wow, it's all gone back. Let me put a light on. Back at me. Ah, that'll do. So good to see you, Peace Frog. How are you doing this glorious day? Spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. Da, 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 da. We love you, Violet. Good to see you, sweetness. Bringing your lovely energy. Ryan's in the house. Oi, oi, back in. And Free Soul Hippie. The games have effects. Well, ooh, Marianne. Good to see you. We love you too. And Jackal. So, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Maximus, I ate my meat. I don't want to read your ones. Maximus. Ryan, good to see you, my friend. So, yeah, we'll go through a load of images now, looking at other ideas for giants, images of the day, and some Tatarian stuff. That's what we're going to do for the rest of this. Now, my friend brought this to my attention. So, you know how it's the Truman Show. I can't work under these conditions. Yeah. A lot of product placement like Nutella on Saint Boom Mission and stuff like that just shows you. Did you realize that real, right? This is real, yo. Oh, it's so real, it looks fake. But real is what they call a movie reel. A reel. It's so real, it's a reel. So I hadn't seen it before. I was like, duh. Yeah, it's a reel, all right. It's a movie. And who are the props in your play? As Supertramp once said, oh, I got so much to talk about. God almighty. I need more time, but I'm going to do some interesting videos this week that have been brought to my attention. And we're going to talk about what's happening with my political development in that, because that's going to be interesting this week. Because people going to come and help. Please set the light for Martin. It's done, Hippie Shake. It's all groovy. I don't have studio crew. This is literally in my flat. You're suggesting we are hobbits? No, I'm not. I'm suggesting that I want to be a hobbit. You do you, boo. You can go on off and build yourself a 40-foot skyscraper. Or do whatever you want. I just say me. I like tree houses. I want to be a tree house. Or a tree boat. Or anything, really. Oh yeah, it's quite nice too. Just enjoying showing you. Nick. Dusky, good to see you. Ooh. And Karma. Come on, make my day. Me, my little friend. Good to see you, sweetness. Michael, good to see you. The great gig in the sky. It's all dark, really. But it is all dark, if it was real. Peace on. Good to see you, Scott. And ooh, we got there. Hippie, she's in the house. Bringing the love. Bringing it. Matt, you should shout you shout if you need any text translated. Oh, thanks. I got that down these days. Just pump it into AI. It seems like does a good job. But I tell you what, doing translation, I don't have to soak up your time. That's one thing I've noticed, because there's a lot of pages of shit you got to go through to get anything juicy. So Marticus, let us all bring back Grand Tartary. That's what we're doing. I just envision that beautiful world, man, and it'll be there. You can't leave that weird technocracy frigging wow world. Nobody's going to want to live in that. Everyone's just going to be ultimately destroyed by it all. Nobody's happy out there at the moment. I want to give people hope, you know, like that it is worth doing this, whatever this is. Make the best of it. I know. I was anyway. Okay, I was born famous. Okay. Free Soul Hippie, which is an awesome name. Okay. Well, don't worry too much about religion and all of that, because people will be looking after themselves, standing in their own sovereignty, looking up for their own families. There'll be people to support them in every aspect if they want it or they don't want it, because that's what we do in that sort of free and open society of grooviness. Right, I'm going to share pictures and let's see what we got left. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I got a collection of pictures here from Middle Ages texts which show us the developments in battle tech, and you might get some surprises here, because I did. I'm like, what the fuck? Is it supposed to be the Middle Ages? So let's have a look at these and a few other images as well along the way. Okay, let's have a look. So yeah, this is supposed to be like 1400s. So there's castles and stuff, and they're building these tunnels. It's a bit futuristic. I thought it was really futuristic, actually, for the medieval period. And these on wheels. There's people in there now inside of it. And they appear to have periscopes. So you could shoot at that all you want and nothing would happen to them. You could attack with that. Shame they didn't have that in the Great War. So yeah, in the 20-part, 6p each, you could buy the book, The Headless Horseman, Strange Tale of Texas. And apparently they had Headless Horseman there as well as Spooky Hollow. And maybe they're a remainder of the Bellinis that are still existing. They got no heads, but they can see because they have eyes and face on their chest, which is why the Headless Horseman can ride a horse. Just saying, yo. All right, back to the strange medieval practices, right? They got a cart going with some strange gears attached, which do what? I don't know. It's quite futuristic-y looking. Can you imagine that? And look at the Imperial Eagle. Imagine that turning up. What's with the stripy trousers? So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there in the gearing system. So, in the medieval period, they had really, really big shotguns. So, boom, gone, head gone. Yeah, not what you think, is it? And look at these arrows as well. You didn't need machine guns because with the longbow, you could just shoot like, well, they're like just long range. You literally won the Battle of Agincourt with longbows. They're amazing if you could just have shoulders strong enough to make one happen. He's got a Gatling gun, like a machine gun in the medieval period. These ones got double bazookas. He's light a bazooka for you. Oh, his head's just come off. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, and a bazooka machine gun thing. Check out the trousers as well. It's not what I expected of the medieval period, is shotguns and, you know, bazookas and stuff. Check this out. Imagine this attached to a train chain coming down your lines. Yeah, there's some factory. These things here, you know, these indentations. There's something to do with like another sort of technology behind it. I bet that's left over from a reset. Okay, siege machines or a mortar machine, chucking these over. Just massive, and they're lifting that. What kind of explosive range is that? It's just craziness. And some of the cannonry. Again, not what I'd expect. So I don't think cannons were cannons originally. Something else going on. Wow, look at them shields. Don't know what they designate, actually. Shotguns again. Just crazy weaponry for the Middle Ages. Look at that. Super impressed with that. The mastery that's gone into the production of founding that. W something or other. Just crazy good gunnery. So yeah, it's quite beautiful back in the past, wasn't it? Their cannons and their massive guns. And these things, they could ruin your day, wherever they are. Especially that pointy bit. And they've been banned in Britain, crossbows. right relatively recently. They're not allowed anything in Britain. They can have shotguns and things, though, but we're not allowed anything. These are absolutely brilliant. I love a bit of archery practice. My son is particularly good at it. Look at this. Imagine this turning up. Wow. Holy crap. If you got a big, strong horse as well, that would be like Armageddon coming down the lines, wouldn't it? You wouldn't stop that for love nor money. Whew. You ever seen the like? And they live in Antiquity tents. Let's have a look at their Antiquity tents. Just like circus tents, really, but where there's lovely stuff and fittings. So yeah, tents have been around the same style of large tent for quite some time by the look of it. And oh, nasty weaponry. So put them down, they're going to mess up your feet. Ooh, even nastier. Put them down in the lines. It's like early barbed wire. I think they could be bombs. Yeah. Wow, that's super cruel. If you put them in bombs, I think they're doing, is what I'm thinking, and they explode. Wow. Wow, it's carnage on the medieval battlefield. One can only imagine. And a lot of devices, I'm not sure what these are for, but I think that they are for sieging. So a bosun's chair that will lift you up the wall, a ladder that will lift you up the wall, and other machinery for getting you over that parapet or into that star fort. Wow. Just bonkers. It literally looks like an episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus, and it's supposed to be depicted in real life, is it? Whew. Just bonkers. Right, let's have a look at some antiquity for 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to look at some beautiful photographs of antiquity and in the late 1800s in the German city of Hanover. I've never looked at it before. It's a beautiful city and there's a lot going on. So let's have a look at these and look at some, see what we can discover together. Crossbow was made famous by Will Tell. Yeah, he shot the apple off his son's head. I thought it was a woman's head. Nell Gwyn, wasn't it? And he missed and it bounced or something. Isn't that right, Nell Gwyn? I think it was, you find. Well, I remembered her name, so it must be true. So anyway, let's have a trip through Germany. Days before the motor car, delivering all the flowers and the finery. So they went to shit. They went to shit in a handbag, right, because of reparations after World War II. And then they turned it all around and turned it into one of the best economies. All right, they did build a big mental army and try to like make everyone in the world go by their lovely style and fashion, which didn't work out because it got destroyed, as you know. But everything was beautiful. The buildings were beautiful, spotlessly clean, fully antiquity. Look at these things here. You see this here? I think that's catching charge, you know. I think that's free energy. Beautiful waterfalls. And they're still going, the Phoenician waterfalls in this place. I'm not sure if it got splattered a lot in World War II, Hanover. Oh, what's driving the trams? Electric. It's very beautiful. It's got a lot of antiquity on these buildings, look. What do you reckon that is? It's fallen. It's fallen. That antiquity has fallen. The resonator has fallen. See, every building has got some attached in the old world. You still see it on them in the modern world. If you go and look and see these domes you see in old British cities, old cities, you'll see a configuration somewhere along these lines of the old antiquity online. It was online. So giant water features. I wonder why they're not further out in the plaza. They're right next to the buildings. It makes more sense. Have a bit of space around them. So, not too many people in that. So yeah, it was a giant star fort, as most cities in Europe are. And everything is housed inside of it in the old days. I'm guessing if they did get bombed, it would have been this centre bit. There's a church right in the middle. You find that often. So yeah, I haven't been to Hanover myself. Been down the Rhine, quite far, but not that far. No, I went to Hanover. God, look at that. So yeah, beautiful starfoot configuration on that, man. Whew. So look at this, right? Motor cars ain't around. So what you reckon's on the roof of there? Got a coil, an aerial, another aerial, like a TV aerial, but TV hasn't been invented yet. It's crazy. Oh, look at this thing. Beautiful map. Love a good map, me. So there's that star for a bit in the middle, and all the rest is the urban growth, as you can see. So I'm guessing it's a lot larger in the modern day. So yeah, I still yet to want to try and travel. That would be something which would be awesome. But would you? I wouldn't want to go into the future unless Tartaria is in the future, which it will be because history loops. So all of this grooviness, look at the lower windows, will be in the future. Ha 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 ha! It's going to be awesome. Instilling in a new epoch. God, what unbelievable work to be able to do. Beautiful. These buildings covered in tile and decoration. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, that's a bit wonky. Look at this old Tudor building. I say Tudor, it's not Tudor in Germany, but Tudor style. Falling over. And there it is from a bird's eye perspective. Don't know where they are, but tower maybe. A beautiful German city. Wow, look at that inside the cathedral. Two different styles there. One there and one there. Who even knows? So yeah, I'm going to share my images of the day. I'm going to wrap this up after about 2.5 hours. Make sure to share this out if you did like this video. Look at that. Oh my God. So massive and beautiful. So many of them buildings worldwide, aren't there? Tartarian buildings. And an old world pillar with the statue, whatever it is, missing. So that's good. That's something else I'd like to do is replace them stupid public arts because they're just wasting money. You can fix things with them, with the money used on that. And statues, right, that commemorate death. So death cults like, oh, let's all feel sad as shit over dead people 100 years ago. And then we can all make you dead dog you, make you feel like shit every November. And then everyone like, oh, yeah, no, we'll do that. Let's feel like shit, something that was dead that we, fucking 100 years ago. That death cult ideal, we've got to be get rid of. It's going to be lighter. So I reckon statues would be okay, but they got to be positive vibration or positive, something good that can be proved to be good, something inspiring, something beautiful, instead of who gives a fuck people who did nothing really who get statues because of their fucking blood type or where they were born. Nah, that ain't fair. No, we have all of that themness and celebrate. Let's celebrate us and fuck everybody else is not going to be a thing. Because people have been ignored for way too long. And the people, well, the power's with them. They are constantly doing all these psyops and billions and trillions just to keep everyone fast asleep, screaming at one another because, keep them divided so they don't shout at us, the real people, are doing all the shit to them. It's like a weird sort of Stockholm syndrome. It's like people know it's them doing it, but they got to point other places. It's really weird. But they do keep you busy in the mind. one thing and another on the internet. Jesus, I don't even like it. Can't scroll anymore because it's just like really negative, nasty things that I don't really want in my consciousness. I want that in my consciousness. Trees and flowers, beautiful architecture with divine principles to make you feel fucking good. Heal you just to be there. Sit outside that environment, yeah? In the beer garden, Tivoli Gardens in Berlin. Look at that. Or in Hanover. Fucking lovely. Imagine the coffee back then. Oh. So it looks like the Reichstag, but beautiful. Guessing the civic building. And Munden, an area, or sort of suburb of Hanover. Yeah, these Phoenician statues. Yeah, I sick to shit of these. I'm really not having it. So I don't even know what's inside there. It could be dead things, just giving out all that nasty energy. Lions are all right, I'm guessing. Eagles, wings open, and a jug-edged crowned Phoenician. I don't like all that. Laurel leaf and all that. No. That's something really groovy on there. Something happy. So difficulty. That's what they keep doing. Or, like I said, saying how awesome we are. They're not, though. That's the thing. Not awesome. Only you say you're awesome. That's pretty. Royal Gardens. Oh, lovely. Love walking the gardens. They must have been boiling, these women, back in the day. But they couldn't wait to get in and get home and get their gym jams on. Fucking hell. If they did that. But get all like layers off, especially on a summer's day. So, do you like to hear me just waffle on, guys? Let me know. I just don't. I just literally look at pictures and talk to you all. And there's like 300 odd of you, 400 almost. Fascinating. Anyway, I am grateful for you to give up your Saturday night, flat day night. Come and spend it with me, being groovy. We do know how to be groovy. Let's have a look at this. This is a good little book. This is like a Theodore de Bray depictions, but it's when the Americans, or they landed first in America. It's like really early 16th century text. And you see these balding giants here too in the fleet. Kind of thinking this is what the giants were doing when they got out of here. There must have been others where they went. And then get all the cargo off, and then you'll see what happens. They does a deal with the natives who've already, as you can see, got a big city, big buildings already there. They never built it. It's already there. And then what you'll notice, Hispania, so it's like doing a deal, Spanish. And look at this, they got already there. So one can only imagine if it's Montezuma. Franciscan monk they're doing a deal with here, so they've already got the Franciscans there. Anyway, they sell him some stuff, barrels of stuff. He gives him a load of like gold and stuff, as you can see. Excuse me. Oh, they're doing smell my fingers. That's weird. So that's like religious, like, you know, all hail. And then they get some armies together, and they got like a load of bold sort of, there's a tree there, locals, and then all hell breaks loose is what you find. Let's have a look. So he's got this giant ball that's got sparks coming off it, or spikes. So he's rose an army, okay? And he's going to go and take on them bleeding Spanish. They got cannons, though, and he haven't got cannons. So it's like Zulu Dawn, isn't it? But you can imagine how this is going to pan out, don't you? Okay, some cavorting in the water. What's going on here? Okay. One can only guess. It says Hispania, or Hispanicum. So something to do with Hispanics or Spanish. I like to get into the water. Oh, here they come. Bloody trouble. But look at this city already set up in the Americas. It's supposed to just been discovered. You got all this caper going on. All right, they're filling them up with all the goodies and the booty. They're bringing them the booty. Oh, shit. The Spanish is just like ripping them right the fuck off. Yeah, excuse my French. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this. Ooh. Don't look like the natives have turned. The natives have turned on the visitors. Look at their city, though. Like I said, it goes to shit in a handbag quick. The Spanish occupier literally killed everyone. Wow. That went to shit in a handbag quick, didn't it, guys? And that's what happens. The British do the same. They turn up, or they did in the past. Don't know what's going on in the modern day. Don't watch the news. But yeah, so they would just like go and, you know, we will only kill the bad people. And they're like, oh, that's good then. Only we decide who's bad and who's not. How'd you do that, though? It's like, do you love Jesus? So, yes. Huh. Everything's great then, isn't it? Oh, right. Simple as that. Simple as that. What about you? Just go through the list like that. Anyone says any other religion. So, yeah, I can only imagine how bloody horrible it was back then. But it's just after a reset, wasn't it? So they're just scraping for power. Then you had the Crusades, all that happening, and everybody wanting power, and lots of people fighting it out in the mud to get the structure that you got today, which is all these independent countries with all these fake histories. Let's have a look at it. So look at this. The size of these places. I think that says Gonzales. Hey, Gonzales. So, yeah, it's crazy they got these big buildings, though. Oh, bleeding hell. Looks like Manchester. Let's move on. Just hanging people. Right, what's happening with this tree? Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Whew. Okay, some measures splattered. So obviously that's just I'm trying to think of the word. I don't know. Okay, my God Almighty, they're hiding in the trees and they got everyone from the trees. Ambush. That's why they're called ambushes, because they're in the bush. An ambush. I never knew that till now. Discovered something new. That's why it's called an ambush. And then they all end up dead on the ford. Millions of them. Terrible it was. Terrible. Mass pits. Bury them with some of the goodies. Do you like my new costume? Lovely, love. You know, new stuff as well. Because it killed all the other people, bad people. Whoa, what's that? Is he building a robot army? And they're all bald. Why are they bald and muscly, these Florentine type people? Right, they're found in tech and a little person. Well, one can only guess. And what are they doing here? Collecting some juice out of that tree, is it? Out of the bottom. Yeah, no, it's out of the tree. It's all the good stuff out of the tree. Citrus. So, yeah, went to shit in a handbag. That's what used to happen back in the post-apocalyptic time. Still does, really. But they got, like, tech to do all the fighting now. We don't have to go ourselves. So, yeah, this is where we are. We're in hell, look. As you can see, a warm place in hell. And all of the people, the sinners in the simmers, all end up being fed into the beast's mouth for recycling and then spit you back out again. is a million a day. Million a day required. So this is nice. This is a bit of architecture from a church, but it's special geometry that all comes up three-dimensionally. Imagine what that does. Interacts with the ether. Look different if you was looking down. So I'm not sure what this book's all about because it's in a really weird, obscure text that doesn't really exist actually. And it's got a couple, and then the couple get like into the horizontal number, and then eventually they get a bit lizardy, and then they get very lizardy. Then they become one. When two become one, and then they end up a crocodile. Is that where crocodiles came from? Maybe her name's Croc and his name's Dial. Croc and Dial. Who even knows, guys? Make your own mind up. I know it's a strange place that you visit when you come here. Right, there was trillions of people in the past. They must have had, because look at the size of their buildings for the people that are around. Mud floody type buildings. Not too many people around. Amazing, aren't they? I love these old style architectures. There's one in New York. Again, it's a mud floody one. Going up that way, the hill. But yeah, that looks like just the top of the building. The rest looks like it's underground to me. Antiquity. Make sure when you go out in the cities, look up at the domes and stuff, and you're going to see these things all the time. Just have a look when you go out to your nearest city and have a look. So I don't know what happens in the past, but in Armageddon, when the giants went, they went before this happened. Went to shit and handbag, guys. Giant bells. So I can't imagine how they even hung that there. They must have just been really, really strong that day. Or how they even produced this bell, or found where they would found this bell. But I think this is not the original location for this bell. I think it was housed somewhere else. And it is the place or a bell of giants, giant bells. This is an interesting photo. Look, guys. Alto Cumulus Rolls, Washington, looks southward from the Weather Bureau on November the 23, 1898. At 8:30 in the morning. Notice anything? Same waves that we see through HARP, guys, and it's visible there. I wonder if they were doing weather manipulation then as well. It's always been that way. I would suspect so. Big trees. So I got evidences in Lead Van der Haar atlases that show like massive pineapples, massive growth on vegetation, because in the past things grew a lot bigger. In a post-apocalyptic society, there was a lot more CO2. Things are a lot bigger than they are now. But you can see, look at the size of that cactus. How old do you think that is? As old as the reset itself. A couple of 100 years, maybe. So, volcanic batteries. Now, I've got a really interesting picture coming up now. Just remember the image I'm showing you now, and you're going to see this in a Renaissance artwork, 500 years old. Never mind your Baghdad batteries. Check this out. So you can see here these batteries. So yeah, they use psyops like the Baghdad batteries for like to say, oh, that's how stupid we were and that's how advanced we as clay pot batteries or fucking lemon juice. But we got like this sort of setup in these artworks. So they would definitely have like battery power. Lots of it too. So yeah, the destruction of the World's Fair. This is some of the San Francisco World's Fair that they reckon they demolished. I'm not buying this picture. I've shown it before, but it looks like it's made of cardboard. And where's it going to land? On top of these towers? Or if this building? This makes no sense. It's stupid. Let's move on. So, yeah, do you think there's anywhere in the woods where there's... she's sniffing his bum. Anywhere in the woods where there's a Baphomet or a goatee dude demanding from his cult or his gang some alcohol. Seems unlikely, doesn't it? I've been in the woods a million times. Mind you, if I did see that, it would be really, really weird. I would shit myself. So yeah, this is a design for the stage in Florence in 1637. Can you imagine the stage sets in the past? All of this is on a stage. The world is but a stage. And it's for real. The movie reel. West Virginia State Archives. Wonder what's happening here, guys. So they're moving the houses and they put them on rails to go exactly where? Into the river. I can't work it out what they're exactly trying to achieve with this picture, you know, guys. Make your own minds up. It's a bit of a trippy picture, though. Gotta admit that. Again, with the big buildings. He's so big, this guy, that he can lift the entire building. I bought you a church. For me? For you. No Byzantine. Painting. So this was Tesla's tower. Tesla coil created the highest voltage ever produced by mankind. 12.5 million amps, or 1,100 amps at its peak current. And that is a picture of it. It had a massive Faraday cage around it. A secondary winding, 17 turns. Tertiary winding, 100 turns. And there it was. Produced all of that power. So. They're not doing that anymore, are they? My ass. Check this engraving for high-level weirdness. So this Phoenician thing, the guy here has donkey ears. This guy's chained. You've got the faceless knight over here. Oh my God, it's like Hellraiser around the edges. Got the Gorgon. And you've got Mercury with he's copying a feel as well. Seems to be a lot of that. And look at this this guy here, the mermaid guy. Oh, that bat creature. I've seen that before. The bat creature. Why does it keep showing up in these things? The Gorgon there. You know, the saggy titty one. It's crazy. Outside, what's happening? Hail. And trees and wind blowing outside. High-level trippiness in these pictures. So let's have a look at the bottom run. More Gorgons. And Gorgons, 4 angels for 4 Gorgons on each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes sense. Wow, so trippy. So this old red bricker from the old world got encompassed with a tree. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? So after the mud flood, the water receded, I imagine, and then there was these left on the ground, these mermaids, yeah? You can see all the mud, and they're just greeting these people. Look at this baby. It's got like a barcode on its head. What is that? And he's got D on his head. He's got a triangle on his head. So yeah, is there any point in making a door that big on churches, or any door that big actually for people? Silly, innit? So Titans, what if Titans or giants just literally died where they were and became mountains in the end? Just like it shows you here. Just couldn't cope anymore. The atmosphere flat was too much for them. The weather had changed too much. So what kinds of automobiles were they running around in 1831? This kind. Have you ever seen anything like that before? It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's not exactly a tram, but it's not a horse and cart. Look at them. They go nuts on anything that's different in this place. So you've got a hairy Mary and a senator, and they're getting roughed up. Let's just say that. It's absolute carnage, isn't it? A giant petrified mushroom in a reed stow. Somebody's living inside of a mushroom. That they were that big in the old world. Like you see with fairy tale castles in Turkey. So yeah, why would they found a bowl that big, just left out in the open in China? A giant bowl from the giants left over. So there's that craft again. This one's in Birmingham, steam powered coach in 1833. That one, really early. So they had to deal with the muddy paths and that, but wow, I would like to have seen a photograph of one of them going. This is in Madrid, in Spain, without any people about. It's one there, ghost, and one there. So the contrast, 1792, British liberty. Okay, this was what was happening: was religion, mortality, loyalty, obedience to the laws, or else independent personal security, justice, inheritance, protection, property, industry, national prosperity, and happiness. So what did the French have? Well, they had the revolution. So it was atheism, purity, rebellion, treason, anarchy, murder, equality, madness, cruelty, injustice, treachery, ingratitude, idleness, famine, nation, private ruin, and misery. So that was the difference, they say. Okay, then. People just, quick, you got a tail, burn it off. I can't burn it off. Well, what's that smell, mate? I know, every time I pull it, oh, shit. So these bunko booths, this one's a really old, rusty old photograph, but I got an engraving of it. It's a trippy, really crazy bunko booth. There. So in this picture, it's the same, it's out in the open, and then they've picked it up and they've moved it. It's the same sort of style, maybe the different one, I'm not sure. They're everywhere, these things. Very curious, the bunko booth, just left out in the open like that. So these are the panzers, the German army going through the Ardennes forest in the Battle of the Bulge with all of their kit. How the fuck did they lose the war? It's beyond me. There you go. Getting a horse on the train that it's actually going to pull. How does that work on the tram? Anybody? Well, he can have a rest. He stays in there at night. Okay, I think I want to open the Straits of Hormuz again. What about you guys? Maybe that's what Trump wants. He's like, no, I want to open the Straits of Hormuz. And the Iranians are like, no, we want Straits of Hormuz. I'm saying, I want Straits of Hormuz. What about you guys? Straits of Hormuz. Oh, man. Beware of female spies. Let's watch out for this in our new political party. Don't want any Manta Harry's turning up. It's like, so what's your plans then, Matt? I'd be like, what plans, babe? What plans? All of my plans. Is not going to be happening. Female spies, women, have been employed by the enemy to secure information from Navy men, on the theory that they are less liable to be suspected than male spies. Yeah, right. Beware of the inquisitive woman. What you thinking, Matt? As well as praying men. What you thinking, Matt? See everything, hear everything, say nothing. Loose lips sink ships. Concerning any matter bearing upon the work of the Navy, silence is safety. I like where this is going. So in a book by B. Sheldon, it shows that it claimed to have discovered in the North Pole on the 21st of October, 1869. According to his description, there was a pole. It was a pole of topaz or diamond, on a pyramid of topaz and diamond, and the water around the pole never freezes. And there was an outer ice, a wall of ice. Yep. That looks like Mount Meru to me. and fits a description. So I put this up outside my mother's flat or my mother's cottage back 10 years ago. I was proper excited. There was the traffic lights, and I just come into flat Earth. And I wanted to tell the world, so I thought I'd flat smack them at the traffic lights. Except the tosser that lives next door took it down, and he literally threw it away. And he had the nerve to tell me, but he was old, so I was like, couldn't do nothing. It was like, wow, what fucking cheek! Just keep your hands off my flag. So yeah, it would have been like this in the past. Look, delivered to your beautiful destination via an air balloon. Look how gorgeous that picture is for a thumbnail. That's the future. The air will be clean as well. Obviously, the air will be clean. So massive connection between religion, Supreme Council of 33, the Masonic floor, Jesus and religion. Big connection with the RCNI, the Jesuits, and the G for God. But yeah, they're all in it together, aren't they? My mother used to think that all the mannequins in town in shop windows used to come alive at night and go nightclubbing. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but like, imagine taking home a mannequin. Fucking hell, that would be crazy, wasn't it? The lips of Hermes. Dr. Paz. Oh, do you like that one? It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Can you imagine, though? Brilliant. So, yeah, these are like mushrooms as well. In like Cappadocia and places like that, they got these mountains that look like just big, and people living in them or used to live in them, but like big mushrooms from the old world. I like this. This is in Poland. I think this is something that should be practiced in Wales as well. All right, this is all farming. Brilliant. Produce, food. We need that. Reseeds, so seeds that actually grow back every year, not fucking die off. And little settlements along the main road. And it makes it look like a leaf from above. That must be beautiful. What a vibe. So that's what we're going to do with humanity. We're going to pick them up there because they're all like flat on their face, going, wah! So we need to pick them up by their bootstraps and show them the way, because they can't do it for themselves, and no one else can be bothered standing up and doing anything about anything anymore, or cleaning anything up. They want to just leave it. So apparently this is in Greece, and there's a pool where you can swim with a load of antiquity. I'd rather like that. Well, you're not going to damage it, are you? And that would be really groovy. I'd like to do that. That's really good. Just go and swim with the old world stuff. This fascinates me how they do this as well. This is Tokyo, 1945. So there's like nothing. And now there's everything. So they built everything in the last 70 years. Almost as like it wasn't even a year before then. Like none of it. Just craziness. So there's definitely a Masonic connection between the New York's World Fair. Here you can see, sponsored by the Masonic Stamp Club of New York. And they even got their own monument there. The Brotherhood of World Peace. And they had their own building there, honouring all Masons throughout the world. That's where the money comes from, a lot of that then. And they have, look how they has the big globe with the Masons and orbiting satellites. Okay, now, of course they do. This is Congress in Madrid, where they have their Congress, and I'm wondering what's on the roof in the days of horse and carty. Too many aerials, it's just crazy. This is in Madrid still. They do have advertising, like Cinzano Bianco. So, and that is also in Madrid. But I'm wondering what is driving this tram. It's on tracks. It's got no electric cable and no horses. So maybe it's got an underground cable, electric cable. And these statues are stupid. We don't want them anymore. We're stupid people from history. So I'm wondering this with this photo. So what is happening, which it looks like, is these men are laying a road on top of the mud. You can see boulders, but you can see in the background it's all nice and schmoovy. Why would you lay a lamppost in the muddy bit and then build up to it? Would you do that after? So that was there first in the mud. See, I can't get my head around that. That makes no sense. So I think that they would have gone and built ships that were big enough, and with the technology of Tartaria, and ships big enough to take the giants back along the lines of citizen ships. These things, huge ships. It's a nice thought anyway. So makes sense to me, guys. If you think about it, the trees are gone, the giants are gone. Put the two together. They built boats and they got out of here. Maybe. So there I am, Flat Earth British. There's my channel. I've got so much going on. There's events coming up. We got Soulstice. You can see link below. We're going to hang out in the next week or so with a couple of these people, including Steve Faulkner from, you may know, from Space Busters. And I'm going to be doing a hangout with them and talking about this event. And I'm going to be talking about the subjects that I'm going to be on about, which are a mixture of healing is the future technology, and where I'm going with that. I've got a Rife machine here. So I'm going to be doing, and let's just move through. And in September, there's Guru Gathering. That's the main event there. That's going to be cracking. That's in September to book now. You can find that link below. Also in Girtdog Festival presenting in August. There's other stuff happening as well, but I can't really remember right now. Plenty going on anyway, guys, in the Flat Earth British realm for you to get involved with. Now, I did organise last week, you may have watched my last post, a meetup for Flat Earth British. Only he wanted way too much money. He's got greedy. So I just didn't like the vibes and blew him up. Want to get somewhere else. But what I want to do is have a meeting or the launch of the Down to Earth party. Okay, and I need like everything Down to Earth party stuff. Got a band, got all of that going on. Gonna have a DJ, bit of drum and bass, you know, what goes down on Flat Earth British stuff. So yeah, I got all that. I'm gonna do that in the near future. So that's in the pipeline. But first, I'm gonna need to get this party together. And what I'm lacking is a deputy leader, because that's what they want. It's part of the parameters for me. I'm actually submitting my manifesto. I need a secretary as well, and I've got like people in the cabinet, all my friends and that. It's going to be really groovy, but it's going to have to be right for this to work. People are going to have to be committed, like literally put their lives into it the way I'm going to be doing. So there's that. So I'm going to dive off soon. I'm going to go watch the next episode of The Boys. I'm going to enjoy that. Homelander's completely nuts. He's going to laser beam everyone's face off. Let's look at turtles, crocodiles. I don't know what happened with their K. That picture just drives me weird. So what's happening here? Internal Visions, good to see you. Hippie Shake, she can have a part in it, but what the post of a deputy leader is, right, is they gotta speak for me when I'm not about. Okay, but I don't get ill and stuff, like, so I'm always going to be about. But if I'm not, they just needs to just stand there, and when the telly goes to do you think the Earth's flat? And you go, yeah, the Earth is flat. That's it. Less is more, and don't say anything. Don't fraternize. Okay, less is more. So is that when I'm not about. So is that. The universe is made of electrons, protons, neutrons, and morons. Oh, yeah, I like that album, Billy, my man. What's going on, Roy? You having a good day so far? You all having a good day so far? Is it better because of Flaterday or worse? How do I join the party? I'm based in London. Well, I haven't got the party going, but you can just, you're in, Jay. You're in, love. Jay, you're in. That's it. You just did it. Well, listen, I got all these subscribers, but a lot of them in America. Like 3/4 of my watchers are in America, less in Britain, actually. But like, that will matter because all my people around here are all like flat earthers, and I would definitely get like if I had done the local elections, like that's where you got to start. Like I'm literally going to win by a landslide, and every time I go like in front of these lot, everyone's going to vote for me, and I will win by a landslide every single time. You know that, right or wrong? So I'll get into the whole power and sort this shit out. I got an amazing business model, guys, and it's 100%. This business model will be repeated by all other countries. Yeah, it's going to put the whole world into like a fourth industrial revolution, if you like. It's going to be clean. The streets are going to be cleaned. All of that we got to suffer will be over with. And people won't have faces like smacked asses and have a smile on their face. That's what we want, isn't it? I want everybody happy, do you? And safe. Okay? Yeah, we'll sort that out. That's a plan. Nothing to lose and a lot to gain. New South Wales, that's close enough, Violet. That's close enough. You're in, babe. That's close enough. Thank you, Intellivisions. Thank you, Hippie Shake. So, yeah, that's the way we're going. And martinliga7gmail.com. Anybody wants to, you know, like I'm going to need proposals and all sorts, and I'm willing to look at everything. I'm writing down all of the ways and the remedies. I'm going to have people coming on the show to help me with remedies, because to fix all of the aspects of society is really tricky. And like I said, you can't, you know, I'm going to be upsetting some people. I always do anyway. So, that, you know, can't do fuck all about that. To fix the whole, okay? And it's going to be kind, because it's all got to be kind. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not, get them all. It's like, no, we're going to be kind and compassionate, because otherwise we're just going to be exactly the same as them. And we're not the same as them. Do you get that? So there's that. How do Canadians join the party? Well, you can contact a person you know in Britain and get them to vote for you through proxy. So if 1,000 of my subscribers contact somebody they know in Britain and then they vote for me, then you can do it like that. Get a proxy votes for people you know, friends or family. That would be a great help for voting for me. I'll get a couple of extra votes. There, I'll get votes. I'll pick them up everywhere. I could be canvas like crazy, me. Yeah, big speakers, boom, boom, reggae. Oh man, that'll get the vote. Oh no. Can I be security, Bob? Thank you, God. Yes, Bob. Of course. You're head of security. Yeah. I got another guy who's really, really tasty, right? It's just really, really hippie as well. But well, we all are a bit, aren't we? But you are perfect. You're in. You're literally, well, I'm not having ministers, I'm having masters. So you're master of security, master of arms. That's what you are. Master of arms like He-Man. That's what you are. So yeah, Bob Sykes is master of arms in the new party. God, I love it when history happens live on YouTube. Gives me all shivery. Oh, thanks, Roy. It's good to see you, man. I love it when you all come bring the vibration, man. It's fucking absolutely awesome. Red bricks, man. You know what could be in them, don't you? The dust of the tatters. I feel she has your back better than most you can. I get it. I know. The thing is so far, most of my it's noticeable actually. Most of my, you know, cabinet are actually female, and I haven't got any male members of my cabinet just yet. It's just all my female friends. So I'm going to need male members. Otherwise, it's going to be, oh, look at Marty. It's just women in his cabinet. I'll be like, no. And you see my problem. So is that I'm going to have to get some male. So otherwise, it's going to look like I just want women in my party, which is not true necessarily. Okay. Okay. You second me, professional. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you. Second me big time, bro. And look how. Oh, thanks, Roy. Anyway, I'm going to be diving off. Hope you enjoyed the show for this week. It's 344 of you. Make sure to give this a like if you like my video. Spread the word about Martin Liga. He's more than just a YouTuber, an author, a public speaker, and everything else that I do. Okay, because I do a lot with my life. You wouldn't even believe it. I'm going to run for Parliament. And I'm going to win by a landslide. Obviously, anti. I know. It's a given. Oh my God, they're going to love me in Parliament. I can imagine it now. Yeah. Oh my God. They're going to be biting their lips. Like, ooh. That's about them, guys. I can't help it. Okay. I'm going to be real. It'll be so real, it will hurt. Okay. I'm so happy right now. This is something I should have done years ago. I did think about it, but the world's is not as bad as it was when I was thinking about it before. It was like 2017, something like that, when I thought about getting a political party. And I wasn't up to it then either. I am up to it now. And the wheels went to shit in a handbag since. So now it's a good time to, not use the word reform, but reset civilization, complete financial reset, complete restructuring of what all this is and make it work based on love, because everyone's in fear. And do you know what? You can't trust. That's the problem, see, is that we can't trust anymore. Well, it was, and it will be not slavery anymore, because we're going to be doing freedom. People can work, but they'll be working and they'll be home in the house by 2 o'clock and seeing their families. I told you, short working days with top wages. So it puts money back in the system. Can't collapse the whole way if we do it. We're going to fix it. And not only that as well, guys, right? Once it's fixed, right, it's fixed. Meaning, if it's not broken, you can't fix it. So once it's actually fixed, it's going to be staying fixed. Nobody meddling and trying and fucking unfix the fixed. Okay? In fact, I'm thinking of even getting in the position of Prime Minister when it's all fixed, a bunny rabbit. Yeah? So that any questions that go to it, right, everything just stays the same because it's already fixed. And you can't, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Because it's broken now and it needs fixing. You see where I'm coming from? And then you could have a long lineage of bunny rabbit prime ministers, okay? And then you can propose to them and then they'll just be, the same once it's fixed. Because they always try, let's improve upon that. It's like, no, it works. And then they fucking break it like they've done with society. It's broken. It's like they've forgotten how to do civilization. It's ridiculous. So annoying. I could do civilization better than them, and you lot could. Wow. God, if the game of civilization, I would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Melisande. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a juicy Sunday. Send you all love from Wales. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, Juicy and Lucy. And I'm going to go and have a nice cup of Bovril. And I got the munchies, so I'm going to eat something as well. Some chocolate. Reducing our meals, only having 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm down with that. Stop eating like fucking pigs and reduce the intake. That's why everyone's bubble butt and lard ass and salad dodging, okay? It's because they eat too much. You don't need to eat that much. Instead of doing that, right, you'd be too busy anyway. You'd be out in the fucking beautiful park, fucking having a really good chill out and everything, playing guitars and stuff and doing all the groovy things you wanted to do with your life so far. All those things, I just want to do that with my life. That's what you'd be doing with your life. Instead of living in worry and fear about bills, about evictions, about I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to this, because none of that will exist, guys. Nobody will live in a feared state because everybody will be treated fairly. Thank you, US Ape. US Ape. Hope to be back in America one day soon. Love you all very much. Pamela Swans and yours. My love affair with America is still very much on, I'm afraid. This is what I want to do in my life. What do you want to do with your life, man? I want to sit in a car with Cheryl going across America forever is what I want to do. Just do that. Just do that. That's what I want to do. Pamela Swan. Can we own our own pretty worthless garbage? You can do what you want, bro. It's all about you. You can have fucking loads of shit if you want, or you can have no shit. You shouldn't even ask. This is what the problem is, isn't it? Can we have? Can we have? No. The only rule will be there'll be 420. And the only rule will be like you're not going to be grumpy around other people, dead dogging them and trauma bonding with them and bringing everyone down with your sucky attitude. That's going to stop. That'll be actually an aspect of society that will be so frowned upon that people won't open a conversation with, oh, you're never going to guess who's dead. Oh, it's fucking terrible, isn't it? Or, oh, it was 4 years ago. Oh, yeah, Charlie died. See? Oh, fucking hell. Do you want me to feel bad now? 4 years fucking on, do you? All of that dead dogging and bringing your vibration down just to say higher and trauma bond with you, that sort of mentality is going to have to fuck off. Because if you're trying to heal yourself, you don't want people bringing your vibration down with their sucky attitude. Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. You know I'm not. Anyway, thank you, Marianne. Big hugs and kisses to you. And sense of humor is mandatory. It's already on my manifesto, my constitution. I love a good constitutional. My constitution is very much based on the American Constitution, actually, which is a lot of them were written by Welsh people anyway, as you know. I've done a post on that. The right to bear arms. Fucking definitely. Vibes, right onto you as well. Oh, 1 second, my man. Give me what I want. PVA. The PVA is very important. That's a part and one arm. I know it sounds a little bit like the PVA is the, I can't remember what it is now, Nora. Fucking hell. The positive vibes army is the PVA. We stick the world together like glue. We are the glue that holds this world together. I know all of you are really loving this right now. Thank you, Nora, for reminding me of the PVA. Very important part of our plans. You visited America? Would you? You going to Spain this year? Yes. You're going to Guru Gathering? Yes. Jeffrey Bailey, hopefully go to America and every of these things. Probably yes to everything. Yes. I'll just say yes because anything can happen. I never know where the fuck I'm going to wake up. Well, that's how it's been for years now. So fuck, you know, what country am I in now? It's like that. And bears arms heavy. Oh, they're really heavy, aren't they, Lion? Fucking hell. I really know what how heavy a bear's arm is. No, I don't. But I would like a pet bear. Love bears. With the glue that holds this shit together, Nora. Okay. So yeah, obviously I'm not going to go crazy and do secret police and all that. That would be weird. It's going to be really like I need a website to post all transparency to do with the party, and I want to have a party. When the party's born, I have a big party. So a party. If that makes sense. Guess who's dead? Oh, is it Jonathan? What's that, mate? Where do you start with a question like that? I had it done all the time, but the dead doggers have like literally now one lesson is learned, and I've learned that loop. It's backed off. People just don't really do it to me as much. I did have it a couple of days ago though, but I'm like, oh, it's nice. Oh, fucking hell. You want me to feel sad for somebody who's dead who I don't even know? Well, that happens every fucking day. If I was to feel sad for every person that died on a daily basis, I'd just be constantly unhappy, wouldn't I? It's like, oh, somebody, whatever. People. Anyway, I'm not doing that. That's got to go. That mentality. So love, freedom of the PVA. We're going to have people coming around making everyone happy and nobody's going to be struggling. Oh, God, this vision is absolutely fantastic. And I'm really good with business models, guys. They usually get replicated all over the world anyway, as you know. And this one's one of my best so far. And it's not only mine, it's other people's as well. We've all mucked in together. Yeah, we're going to party. We're going to samba forever. Come on and feel this song. Yeah, you know it, Jeffrey, my bro. You know it, my man. Okay, Play Spoken Jane, good to see you. I got to get going, guys. I need some stuff. Freedom! I can feel it now. I can feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. I can feel freedom. Free the dome. Stature. Do you believe? Fucking have faith. We'll do it. I'll do it anyway. It was always going to be happening, guys. It was always on the cards. So, yeah. Oh, I win the terrible. Martin and chat, much love to you. Thank you for being here as well. And, yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone who's watched and, you know, contributes. Make sure to say something in the chat feed, in the descriptions, in the comments about all this, guys, because I do read them. And it's, you know, yay. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to be going now. It's getting late in this. It's 10 o'clock here in Britain. Don't be afraid of your freedom. Well, we're going to enjoy it. You can't be putting on everyone else. Everyone's going to stand in their own sovereignty, look after their own family, but we're working together if we need it. That's the way it'll be. Nobody is going to go without anymore. It can be done, guys. It's not like, oh, you can't do that. You fucking can do that. They got enough money they could sort all that out if they gave a fuck. I could do it, and I could put it right, and I will put it right. So there's that. Off-grid would be legal. If you want to live in a TP, you can do whatever you want, Leslie, babe. This is the beauty of it, man. Because it won't be illegal to go off-grid. And they're not going to come and hassle you either for your council tax or anything like that. What's that, Bob, my man? What's the difference between the political party and a real one? Listen, it's all... The way I see it is I think that it's all up for grabs. I can see that them saying, oh, thank fuck for that. Somebody else is going to show us the way out of this shitstorm because they don't even know what to do with it. Do they? That's where we come in. Try it a new way. Somebody will say, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just try a new way. Let's see what his business model is. He seems to be good at it, which I am. Anyway, I've got to get going. See you on the next one. Make sure to keep an eye on my community page. There's lots happening this week, guys. I've got all sorts of shows happening, and I got all sorts of awesome things for you all to share. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you do like it. And I'll be back in a day or so. Thank you, Jay. He's fully on board with the good shit, Marticus. There you are, winning. Winning. Hey. Okay, see you on the next. Much love. Boom Shankar.